It's common sense to allow people to defend themselves, and to have to, when you're in a position where you're being threatened, there's a life-threatening situation, to have to retreat and put yourself in a very precarious position, it defies common sense.
That was Florida Governor Jeb Bush after signing the Stand Your Ground law. Joining me now, Jonathan Capehart, MSNBC contributor and opinion writer for the Washington Post, and House Democratic Leader-Designate of the Florida Assembly, Florida Representative Perry Thurston. Representative Thurston, with the Rick Scott, governor, tonight announcing the formation of a task force to look into all aspects of the killing of Trayvon Hunter and what laws might need to be changed, including the Stand Your Ground law. What do you think the prospects are in Florida of some changes?
Well, Lawrence, I think that the prospects are looking better. But as your previous guests have indicated, we need to move deliberate and without delay in this regard. The vagueness of some of the terms and the fact that law enforcement and my colleagues in 2005 predicted that these would be the problems that the state of Florida would see, and now they're coming to fruition, leads me to believe that we need to move without delay.
Jonathan, Tamron Hall yesterday interviewed the sponsor of this bill when it was moving in Florida, Dennis Baxley. She asked him, do you stand by the law? And he said, I do stand by it, but I do think there needs to be new legislation that addresses like how crime watches and how things like this are addressed. So there's the sponsor of the law saying this was not at all, the Zimmerman defense is not what this was designed for.
Right. The person who, the legislator who drafted that bill and who said that to Tamron Hall, I think is showing a whole lot more leadership and forethought than that city manager that you guys interviewed last night and who's been on television on MSNBC during the day. The legislator saw the bill, saw the holes in the bill, saw the problems with the bill, and is moving as quickly as he can to come up with ways to fix it. But still, as I've said before, it's an insane law, and I'm not sure that sewing up some of the holes is going to do the trick.
And Jonathan, quickly on Marco Rubio, he was a supporter of this in the legislature at that time, too. How does this affect him? Can we tell at this point how this affects him in national politics?
No, I don't think we can tell. We can tell at this point. I think things are moving so quickly in this story and with everything surrounding it that we'll have to wait down the road. I think it'll only come up if Marco Rubio ends up on the ticket.
Perry Thurston, the members of the task force won't be chosen for some time in the future. Who do you want to see? What kind of member do you want to see on that task force?
Lawrence, we want to see some of the law enforcement personnel who addressed these problems earlier. We want to see some of the people who opposed it, who indicated that we would have these type of problems. We want to see individuals who knew that this would come to fruition. It's one thing to say there are unintended consequences, but when you were told at the time of the passing of the law that these would be the problems, that's why we need your show. We need the ACLU. We need the NAACP and soccer moms, Lawrence. We need the soccer moms in Florida who felt the pain of this child's mother to stay with us and be vigilant for justice here in Florida.
Representative Perry Thurston, that's going to have to be the last word. Thank you very much for joining me. Jonathan Capehart and Florida Representative Perry Thurston, again, thank you both for joining me tonight.
Thanks, Lawrence.